Okay, y'all. So once again, how do y'all feel about the sister circle and their men now? Now that some time has passed, what are y'all thoughts now? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out which of these couples still together, but I think everybody broke up, didn't they? I know for sure Jordan and Andy over with. We might as well start with them. We might as well start with them. Cause if I'm not mistaken, when they first look, that's why I included the photo of them on their first date. You know, the original Jordan or whatever. I was like, when they first started dating or whatever, didn't he introduce? Wasn't he the one that introduced Andy to Gary or whatever? I don't know if they tried to keep it as a charade then, or if she flat out said she knew him or what. But I was like, how y'all blaming her? Blaming her for what y'all got yourselves into. Nobody told him to go to the doggone hospital and try to choke this man. He did it himself. He did it himself. Somebody said he should just left Andy and Gary alone. Like as if they the ones. I mean, Gary do need to pay. Apparently, getting stabbed and do nothing for him. That's a whole nother subject right there. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, as far as that, with Andy and Jordan, like I knew, she took when he said "I love you" and she didn't say it back. Y'all already know. Y'all already know she didn't feel the same way. But to say that she in love with what's his name, Robin, I don't know about that. Now Gary I could believe, but Robin, I don't know. I definitely don't know. Then he over here talking about he in love with her. Didn't he say he in love with her? I know he said he loved her for sure. But I was like, I don't know, cause I was against them too. At first I was rooting for them, but then he over here sharing her with who was it? Didn't he? Who was it? I can't remember who. I can't remember the episode, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't exactly remember it. I was like, I don't know. I had to actually see them together now before I make a decision. But as of right now, I'm on the fence about it. But Jordan and I knew when she didn't say I love you back and she finally turned around to say it or whatever, she had to convince herself that she did love him or whatever. I knew it was over. I knew it was over. I think, was it this scene or the other scene where they broke up? I don't know. But yeah, they over with. That's a couple I know for sure they over with. They sitting up here talking about some doggone, I should have, it's all they fault. It's all, I said, both of y'all need to be locked up. You in jail, Jordan in jail, and Penelope in the mental institution. Because she, then after it, she still was over here wanting Gary and mad because he only remember Andy. Let him tell it. Because Gary full of baloney. Gary is full of baloney. Who trusts him? Who trusts him? He could have had himself stabbed. But I don't know. As of right now, it looked like Hudson the one who stabbed, and Miss Marie had him do it so she could gain control of his assets or whatever. With Tony and Danny, they was the one couple. Y'all know just like how I was rooting for Danny and Preston, and she sit up here and messed it up, and everybody trying to spin it up on Preston, even though we see her not take accountability. Nobody told her to dump that doggone coffee on this man. Although they both was being investigated, she the one that got caught doing something. That's my personal opinion on that situation right there. But yeah, I was rooting for them. I was like, Danny gonna be Danny. You know, when we first seen her, she was out there. She was even trying to sleep with Zach. She was even trying to sleep with Zach over here, putting the cameras in his bathroom, in her bathroom, and watching him undress and stuff like that. But she was the one person she chose to settle down. I was rooting for her. I was like, yes, yes, finally, finally. And just like I was saying, how I wish that she ended up in a Zach situation where one, she got a dude who wanted only her and she only wanted him and they was good or whatever. Now I understand things ain't gonna be perfect. That's the same thing they told us about Zach and Fatima on Fatima. But the stuff they be going through repeatedly, back to back. Come on now. I don't know. But yeah, I was rooting for them. I was hoping that they found their way. I mean, they still could, because even after this situation, even if she gets him fired or they get fired together or whatever happens, they still could end up together, because nowadays none of that stuff matters. I'm gonna keep saying it because people don't seem to see that none of the stuff we was taught when we was younger, it's a lot about it. They do good gonna come to you, stuff like that. Be nice, treat people how you want to be treated, and you do that, and then people still be targeting you. They don't tell you that part. It's incomplete. That's what I say. It's incomplete what they teach us. I ain't gonna say it's wrong. It's incomplete what they teach us. But with them, they the one couple I was rooting for. I knew Jordan. It just, I don't know if it was after they did the switch of the character and it wasn't really giving what it was supposed to give, as they say, or what. But I don't know. Something just was like, nah, we know they ain't gonna work out. But Tony and Danny, I was rooting for them. I was rooting for them. But the fact that they over here, they asking for $150,000. Now, they could just be the starting point. And once again, I repeat, because I just dropped a video on that. I don't think I made it public yet, though. I was asking if y'all felt like Danny deserved $150,000, but I was saying they could just be the starting point. Y'all know how they try to start their bid, so they be like, "No, we'll do 50,000 or whatever." But once again, I agree with Andy when she said that it's his fault because he said all this emotion. Leonard was mad about the doggone position. He feels like she got his spot. I mean, technically, well, I ain't gonna say it was his spot. He ain't have his name on it, obviously. But at the same time, like, nobody should be rewarded if they ain't doing their job. So, like, I get both sides. I'm going to always try to see both sides. Y'all know I continue to say that because sometimes it's two sides to every story. I said, if you're going to fire anybody, both of them should be fired because just from the fact, where the cameras at? Nobody on these shows got no cameras. I'm going to keep saying that part, too. Because if you at the airport, don't they supposed to have cameras and stuff? This man over here doing, well, they in here doing, y'all remember that episode. Y'all remember that episode? They should have been fired for that right there. That's in the public, right where these customers at. That's where they should be fired. But yeah, they both was being investigated. But Danny tended to, she sit up here and knocked the coffee because he said, I can't even remember what he said. Oh, he said she got the position in the program by laying on her back. And I said, well, technically, he's right. But she talking about something. She didn't get it because she laid on her back. She said she liked the other position. But yeah, all these couples, I was like, why y'all introduce these folks just for them to be just, might as well kill Calvin in his underwear. Kill Calvin in his drawers on here. They still was going to go through all this stuff. But the last time I think we seen Danny and Tony, I think she was telling him she needs some space or whatever. And he ends up telling her, no, he needs space and don't come looking for him until, she's sure she don't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I said, I feel like this self-sabotage. Like, although I know they say even good intentions can sometimes be the wrong thing, which is crazy to me, but at the same time, they right. Maybe they can work it out. I don't know at this point. Like, well, after this, especially if he get fired, it's over with. Because after that scene right there that I included in this photo, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. I think he gave her back her key, and I think he agreed that they was going to get some space or do a break. I don't understand the break situation and nothing like that either. But yeah, then the scene we see last episode, they brought up the fact that she got suspended and he didn't. Why not him? And they could have easily said, but the look on their face said they gonna get her exactly what they want or whatever. But I said, why did you just didn't say he's not the one that dumped the coffee on Leonard or something like that? Because that's what it was. Like, they both was being investigated, or at least that's what they said. That's why they brought both of them in the doggone room to talk to them and question them or whatever. So I was like, they both was being investigated. She chose to go knock the doggone. Now, once again, you don't know how you're going to respond in these situations because you could be like, yeah, she messed up. She knew better than because I've been saying how she knew better than to walk into his trap. It was a trap, and she walked into it. It was a trap. He knew what he was doing from the jump. That's why he came to talk and threaten her or not threaten her. What did he say to her? Told her that stuff they say is sexual harassment. I don't know yet. We'll see next week. Well, this week or whatever, what they say about that. But yeah, I was like, why wouldn't they just say, like, you're the one that knocked the coffee on him? And she could be like, he said some inappropriate stuff. So I think they did mention it. Did Angie mention that part? I think so. That's why Sabrina over here talking about some, she was defending her. It was self-defense and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know how it works nowadays, but nowadays you just got to be quiet. Don't touch nobody. Don't react or nothing like that. Just sit there and be quiet as a mouse. It don't always work. Let me tell you that, though. I could be the first to tell y'all that don't always work. I don't sit up here and be quiet, not bother nobody, but they put a big old target on your back, on your front, on your forehead. I'm telling you. But yeah, and then you got Sabrina and Rich. From the jump, I knew once, okay, she was drunk. I think she was intoxicated then, when they first showed it, and she was talking about having kids. Did she also talk about getting married? I think he said he don't know about if he getting married, if he ever get, I'm saying this wrong. I don't know if he ever get married again, but he said, for sure he don't want no kids. I remember that scene. I think they was on the couch, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when she had been drinking and stuff, and she was like, come on, let's make a baby. Even after he told her repeatedly he didn't want no kids and stuff like that. She went in the room and he left her. Then he leave the hospital, the apartment or whatever. Then he leave. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he left. So then they ended up having a conversation. He was like, he didn't want no kids or whatever. I think she originally was like, maybe they should part ways and everything. And I don't think he agreed with that, or neither one of them really agreed with that. Then, like, he was adamant about the fact that he did not want no kids. Then he went to talk to Tony and Jordan over here, and they was like, Serena, amazing person, yada, 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 yada. And he's like, I never saw myself having kids, stuff like that. Now that you guys, ain't that what he's saying? You guys, now that you guys is telling me that basically I'm messing up, then I guess I am. That ain't how that work. Now, it'd be different if because at any point you could decide, you know what, I do want kids. Or you could decide, I don't want no kids. So you have a right to change your mind. You have a right to change your mind. But for you to change your mind because people told you you need to change your mind or whatever, and you messing up, Not to say that your friends can't or loved ones can't tell you, oh, you messing up and let you see things from a different perspective. You really don't want no kids. I feel like he really don't want no kids. He just don't want to lose Sabrina. He don't want to lose Sabrina, and that's what it's really about. Then on her side of things, like, how you expect this man to feel? Like, I had seen some comments about how Sabrina managed to convince him to have kids. Now she changed her mind. Now she running out on him or whatever. But I said, well, technically his boys convinced her. But I see what you saying. She did all that just to. But who gonna, if you knowingly know that your child gonna end up sick and could be live a life that they don't need to be living or whatever. Like, I don't know. That's a hard decision to make. But she did kept on and kept on even after he said it. Even after he said it, and now to finally convince him, and he over here finally imagining himself having kids and stuff like that, and having a family with you. She was out of there once that doctor said that. Once the doctor said that, she immediately checked out. She was out then, to be honest. What it said, how long it's been, a month? Then she went to his job, talking about some, I haven't heard from you in a month and all this other stuff. And I thought about that song. What's it called? It's a blues song. It's called Outside, I think, by a young guy. Go listen to it. Listen to the intro. It said, no call, no show, new. I can't say the word, but new H word. No call, no show, new, Go listen to it, y'all, the intro. And I said, like, what? You done went on. Now, it was supposed to be a work trip, but she over here denying the fact that she seems to have an interest in this man. Like, what? Don't play in nobody's face like that over here. Like, it was a work trip. How many times I got to tell you it was a work trip? Like, plenty of times. Don't nobody believe that. Don't nobody believe that. Because he already, once somebody expressed interest, what else show was that? Was this Sistas? Once somebody expressed interest or whatever, then you over here act shocked because the money was like, he basically wanted to make more memories with her. The look on her face said she was shocked. How you shocked? He told you once he met you what he wanted. Even after, that's why the same with Tony. I forgot about that part. I think, did I drop a video on Tony and Danny already? I think about the $150,000. I forgot. It was another comment that I seen where people was pointing out the fact that Tony did all that talk about Gary disrespecting Penelope and all this stuff about respecting women and stuff like that. But you didn't respect Preston when Preston and Danny relationship. I'm saying that all wrong, but yeah, you didn't respect their relationship. You kept pursuing her. That's what it reminded me of the money situation. When she said she had a boyfriend, he's still been flirting and everything. And she also said, I don't know if it was this episode or the episode before, she was like, what you walked in on wasn't what it was. We was just talking about work and stuff. Like, you was talking about work, but then you told that you found out and you telling everybody. What? Nobody keep nothing a secret no more, or private. I ain't gonna say secret, just private or whatever. No, you was telling Paige, you told Maurice, this man having sperm trouble and we can't use his sperm and all his pages. You don't even know if you can trust her. You shouldn't be telling nobody, to be honest. You ain't even talk to him about it. Now, when he ready to talk and all this stuff, you don't want to talk. They're talking about something, she ain't heard from him in a month. I said, well, you could assume it's over with. Once you, because people nowadays, unfortunately, and I keep saying that because I'm always try, I don't just look for stuff for entertainment. I look for stuff that's educational as well. Because the people nowadays have normalized some foolish stuff. How you going to be in a relationship and not communicate? Like, what the freak? I ain't saying you got to talk every day or whatever. Just like I said, that statement about the song where it said, no call, no show. What? No, I said it wrong. He said, if we talk, I'm supposed to hear from you every day. No call, no show, new, insert word here. But I don't think it's every day. I think it's like often, because how you supposed to build something you never talk. Like, people used to talk on Twitter. It was a whole argument. You'd be surprised at what you see. A whole argument about whether or not, as a couple, you're supposed to communicate. So we could go 6 months, just like with friendship. We could go 6 months without talking. I mean, under certain circumstances, obviously, yes. Obviously, yes. But how you supposed to build anything if y'all never talk? Y'all never communicate. That ain't, I don't know who started that foolishness, but y'all need to take it back. Take it back. So you could assume that they over with as well. You could assume they should be, but y'all know people don't never do what they should be doing. Next week they'll be back together, but I think on this week's episode they show Calvin at the door. Now it could be a dream, like, because for some reason they showing all these dreams, but no flashback of the doggone stabbing. No flashback of the doggone stabbing yet. Yet. But yeah, I said, so basically all three of these couples over with, or they should be over with anyways. I was like, I don't know about Andy and Robin yet. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's everything. I started putting Zach and Fatima up there because some people still against them being together. Some people still is. Then I started to put Karen and Aaron because we still don't know who John is. Like, I think he gave her this load of baloney about, I was messing around with her and stuff like that, but he ain't go into full detail about it because she ain't gonna just be like John this and John that or whatever. Like, no, I hate that they dropped that storyline. I hate that we still don't know nothing about Aaron. Like, where this wasn't he a preacher or something like that? Where his church at? Then the whole program situation, they never revealed who was in charge of the chain breakers, chain smokers. I think it was chain burgers, y'all. They never revealed that. It's a lot of storylines that could have been good, but of course they dropped them. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on the sister circle down below and their man. And their man, who y'all want them to end up with. Let me know down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a good rest of the day. Be safe.